Men of Reddit, what NSFW male lifestyle hack can you share? When you are in a noisy bar shout talking to each other, her nose will be just behind your ear. That's where the cologne goes. Edit. Oh shit, just noticed this was / is supposed to be NSFW. Alright, don't spray it on your dick. Your idiot friend who does that may think he looks cool, but all he is doing is making it taste even worse for her. If you stop caring about trying to get laid, your life gets way less complicated and cheaper. For shaving your asshole, put a DVD, CD, Blu-ray, or something similar on the floor and squat over it. You'll get a nice reflection and the hole in the CD will block out the sight of your own butthole. Jerk off before you text that girl. If you still want to talk to her after you came, congrats, you like her. If not, you just want to fuck. Never take a shit on your own time. If another guy ever borrows your razor, say, "My ball razor," they won't borrow ever again. Don't stick your dick in a shampoo bottle. If you are shaving your pubes and need to shave hair on your shaft, get an erection first. It makes it much easier to shave. Also, coconut oil is a nice moisturizer for the dong. If you have an unwanted boner at a bad time, flex your thigh muscles as hard as you can, blood will go to your thighs instead. Not sure about the scientific explanations, but it works. Edit. You guys have a lot of tactics for dealing with boners, wish I'd have thought of those during puberty. Put a pillow beneath a girl's lower back to angle her up slightly during sex. Have her pull her knees to her chest, or better yet do it yourself. This angle makes it easier to hit her G-spot, and also lets you go as deep as possible without anything in the way. Bonus is that it straightens the rectum, so it really helps if anal is your thing. It's literally the only way my fiancé ever wants it. Same reason that squatting when you poop prevents hemorrhoids. Someone tell me how to be able to pee sooner after sex, please. Edit. Didn't expect this response, so it's not just me. For info, I'm hydrated and want to pee. It's just the process of turning my tubes from sex mode to pee mode. Some tips here I'll have to test out. Wash out a soap dispenser very well and refill it with water-based lube. Remove all the labels so you don't mix it up. During sex, it's easy to get more whenever you need it, and you should use it anytime you feel a lot of friction. Also, switch to polyurethane condoms. They work just as well, but hardly anyone is allergic to them. Use cold water to get rid of cum stains more easily. File any fingernail that you hope to put into a butthole. Press the G-spot and the clitoris at once to take a screenshot. If you're standing and about to climax, bend your knees. Thank me later. If you imagine your toilet bowl as a clock face and you concentrate your pee stream at about 11 o'clock or 1:30 thereabouts, you can create a pretty sweet whirlpool effect. Double fun if you try to cancel out or turbo boost the flush swirl. If you press just below your balls, https://u2b/dwxqxppg credit u/one man's trash. After peeing, it pushes the remaining pee out so you don't need to shake. Get some silky nice underwear. You won't regret it. If your partner is into hair pulling during sex, don't just grab the ends of the hair and pull. Get your hands deep into their hair, and pull from the base. Buy body groomer clippers if you want to manscape. It's much easier, and a razor will just cause irritation, ingrown hairs, and chafing. Edit. There are groomers made specifically for buzzing around sensitive parts, and with a plastic guard you should be fine. That being said, always have to take care when trimming hair on the balls and shaft, pulling the skin tight and whatnot. Put one of your balls in between your thumb and fingers. Apply a very small amount of pressure. Gently roll your ball between your fingers. Repeat for the second testicle. Congratulations! You've just checked yourself for testicular cancer. If you felt any hard lumps or anything out of the ordinary, see your doctor. If you check yourself regularly, you can catch it early. Although you may be one nut short afterwards, it's a hell of a lot better than having the cancer spread. Edit, regarding what you should feel for specifically, here is some more info. The aforementioned hard lumps tend to range from being between the size of a grain of rice and a pea. U/Moose256 had a good comment that said a lump feels like the tip of your nose. Connected to the top of the testicle is the epididymis, or the tubes that carry sperm. These are very tender to the touch and some people confuse them with cancer. Another red flag to check for is a swollen ball. For some people it is painful and for others it is not. Regardless, if you are concerned, you should get yourself checked out. Doctors do this all the time, so there is no reason to be embarrassed. Also, do not feel embarrassed about bringing this up to your parents if you live with them. Your health is their #1 priority and they'll be grateful that you told them. In case this wasn't clear, don't forget to check your third ball as well. Edit 2, be gentle. Please don't pinch your balls with the force of a vice grip. As U/HoodieNinja86 said, don't squeeze any harder than you would if you were holding a baby bird. I know it seems obvious, but it's easy to get carried away and bite off more than you can chew. Clean your dick daily. If you feel really cold but your balls are hanging normally, congratulations, you probably have a fever. Do Kegel exercises. I recommend while brushing your teeth, or any other twice daily task. Hold 3 to 5 seconds, release for 3 to 5 seconds. 10 sets a couple times a day, aids stamina, orgasm control, even getting that last bit of pee out. 2, I assume good for prostate health as well, but I can't speak for sure on that. Can also make ejaculations more like dropping Mentos in Coke rather than water leaking from a busted garden hose, so consider investing in protective eyewear. Some of those sex positions will bend your dick, don't do those. Penile fractures are a thing, it. NSFW, this is what it looks like, eat it, rip in box, it got a penile fracture, execute it, enjoy this gift to cleanse your eyes of the sin you saw. Close your tabs immediately after finishing your research. Edit, thanks for my first silver. It's inspiring to see so many others who indulge in the pursuit of knowledge. I'm not a man, but I know for a fact that my husband, who would be mortified if he knew I was telling you, puts either baby powder or cornstarch on his balls if it's gonna be a hot day to avoid chafing. Or maybe this is knowledge men are born with and I'm just excited because it may or may not have blown my mind. I'll be over here. Edit, holy hell, male genitals are complicated as fuck. It takes just as long to pretend wash your hands as it does to actually wash your hands. With the grain on the face. Against the grain on the balls. Do them the day after the other because the razor will forget everything by then. Edging is something you can do with a partner and it's fun for both parties. Edit, people are replying that this can be dangerous. Play at your own risk, there are no lifeguards on duty. If you mangle that which dangles frequently, use lube and a looser grip. You'll be more prepared to have a better time doing the real deal. Edit, wow. This blew up. Thank you for the awards and votes. Use the flat of your tongue when eating her out. Don't do that tongue flicking thing, unless you are being playful or mixing it up. Actually put pressure on her clit with the flat of your tongue. Not too much, you'll know right away how much is good enough, as you should feel it press against her pelvic bone just slightly. You're not licking so much as scrubbing? That's the best word I can think of for it. Pro tip, if your tongue is getting tired, do the pouty face thing and use your bottom lip. You should always be going long enough for your tongue to get tired, don't be selfish you pricks. Not so much of a life hack but more of a diagnostic. Your body will almost always perform based on your lifestyle. Sex is a reflection of what you eat, how much you sleep, how stressed you are, and how much you want to do it. Almost all guys have felt that feeling when you wanna be full mass but you're only getting 75%. What I'm saying, if you wanna get your sex life in prime condition, you gotta work on all the other parts of your life. In the shower, run the water cold if you have cum on your hand. The hot water activates the protein, like scrambled eggs, which causes it to turn into little sticky balls. Cold water will wash it away. Let her in the car first. Then when you walk around the car you can fart. I saw a meme about pouring Gatorade on her after sex and saying good game. Do not do this. I've tried it. She just gets mad and ignores the obvious genius of humor that you are. This thread is great for all the sex I'm not having. When you phone to speak to an organization for whatever reason and the operator says please hold, all of our personnel are tied up at the moment, don't say oh, kinky. This one is a wild one, but guys, you all should learn yoga. It's literally just doing all those fancy stretches, and when you start learning more and more, 30 minutes a day becomes nothing. You'll thank yourself years later. If your partner ever asks you, hypothetically, which of her friends you would like to have a threesome with, then understand that she means doing it with her and a friend of hers, not two of her friends. An older Jamaican man once told me to piss into my girlfriend's pussy when having sex. He said this would make her adore me. Do not do this. Edit, thanks for the gold. Go figure, 10 plus years on Reddit and my most highly rated comment is about pissing into a vagina. You couldn't make this stuff up. LOL. The battle of avoiding Poseidon's kiss. If you have a problem with water touching your butthole every time you poop, put some toilet paper where you expect the poop to land in the toilet before you sit down. This is more of a lifestyle hack for both males and females TBH. I don't know what your intentions were when you posted this, but thank you. This thread is hilarious. Edit, so this is where my most upvoted comment comes from. A thread about doing squats during climax and pulling ass hairs. Nice. If you always have a boner, no one can tell because they have never seen you soft. Trimming the bushes makes the tree look larger. Smile. Always look down at your wiener after taking a wee to make sure you don't zip that bad boy in half. Not a lifestyle hack, but it's NSFW thing most guys probably don't know. If you are limber and thin, have strong abdominal muscles and a sense of adventure, you can make your asshole open up and suck in a bunch of air. Lie on your back with your legs over your head, toes touching floor near your head. Relax your rectum and tighten your core in a way that sorta forces your ass open by a vacuum created by abdomen. You can then push and pull and essentially suck and blow with your asshole. It sounds gross, but it's really interesting and funny. I discovered this while in gymnastics around age 12. Our group was being led through stretches before practice, and the dude demonstrating, older guy, 20s I guess, made us lie this way to stretch. He got up to walk around and instruct people on form, then got back into position while we held the pose. After he put his legs over his head and his feet on the floor above his head, I heard a loud sucking smoosh sound come from his ass. He sorta snickered a little himself, but nobody said anything about it and quickly changed to a different pose. At first, I tried to convince myself he just beefed by accident, but I knew it didn't sound like escaping air, it was a sucking smoosh. I was fascinated enough to keep trying the same thing until one day the same thing happened to me. With practice you can control it more, and if you are thin enough you can actually create such a vacuum that you can naturally gape open like you see people do in pornos, but without any penetration. Wipe your butt crack with baby wipes before you get intimate. Well, while you're at it, do your balls also. Or take a damn shower, but baby wipes is quick and effective and can make the "hey babe, can you help me with this erection I have?" a more pleasant experience for both of you, and in that moment she thinks you're being spontaneous, and for you, well, you don't smell like ass. This isn't that NSFW, but pee on the side wall of the urinal towards the bottom. It won't splash everywhere. Most dudes' dick pics aren't that sexy. The dick pic is usually very lazy. It's a picture of your genitals. If you're into women, think about what a random, no context photo of a vagina would do for you. Not much. Being sexy is about context. It's about teasing or telling a story. Usually that story is meant to be "I'm aroused thinking about you." So use some staging strategy. Oftentimes suggesting your dick is hard without fully showing it is more sexy. Show some more context that is flattering to you, abs, forearms, legs, etc. Add some expression. If you're not staging an erotic photo of yourself, you're not doing it right and the receiver will be unimpressed. Also, don't send people sexual photos without their prior consent. I feel like this goes without saying, but we know people do this anyway. Bum rag. No more than an hour before sexy time. If you're planning it that way, get in the shower and soap up. Get good and squeaky. Take the rag and scrub up and down inside your ass crack until there's nothing left. Next, take some body wash and take a second pass, with your hand this time. You need the dexterity in your fingers, dick and balls, under to the taint area, then finally going behind and right up the crack, taking care to hit every crevice along the way. Just be careful you don't stick a finger too far up. Unless that's your thing. Rinse and repeat as necessary. When you're out of the shower, do a final wash of your hands with proper antibacterial hand soap to compensate for the fact that you've just had your bare hand halfway up your own ass. It's clean now, but let's not push our luck. It's grossly detailed in its execution, but if you do it right, it addresses a problem that most guys don't like to think about. We stink, often in ways only your partner will notice. And if you want good quality sexy time with no hang-ups, the first step is to eliminate that as much as possible. For myself, I've been doing it for years and it's foolproof. Even had a girl or two venture up there with her tongue. Jerk off before making major life decisions. Sometimes your certainty about something is just you being horny. I've been married over 20 years to a nurse who stitched me up. Be able to take a little pain, and maintain a light-hearted approach to a tricky situation. If you can make her laugh, you'll add +3 horsepower. Learn to cook and fix things. Girls that had a good dad in their lives appreciated it with domestic skill. Engage in physical activity at least once a day. It can be anything from hitting the gym to a 50-mile training ride. The time spent with your thoughts for long periods of time plus those sweet endorphins released post-exercise help keep the big sad at bay. Plus nobody made friends by doing nothing. Use a grocery bag to collect hair while trimming your pubes. Put your legs through the handles, pull it up like underwear, stand wide-legged so the bag stays in place. But please close and lock the bathroom door, so you don't give yourself PTSD. Bro, if she's fucking you, she likes your dick. Even if it ain't huge. But those us WTH normal cocks still want to impress. Here's what I've done to provide a wow factor with my average love stick. Go in as deep as you can. Deep. Then slowly pull out until you're nearly exiting the labia. Wait a bit, then just go in a tiny bit. Then back out. Do this, with ranging depths. She'll want that full feeling of where your cock had been. She'll try to back up onto you. Tease her, use your cock to stimulate her mentally. Then, when you're both pretty damn worked up, give it a firm thrust. Not violent, just purposeful. Bury it to the hilt, and keep it deep for about 5 seconds. Your cock will feel huge and satisfying to her. You can actually wash your hands after going to a urinal, very rare. I'm super surprised no one said, always, and I mean always, try and make her come. Every single time, without fail, even with your wife if you are married. No, it isn't going to be easy every time. Shit, sometimes it isn't possible at all. With some women it is a very mental thing, but giving it a good try. And again, try every time. First, it is the right thing to do, don't be a selfish dick. Second, she will appreciate it and will reciprocate enthusiastically. Third, she will get more adventurous. And last, she will spread the news leading to more sexual encounters. Keep the phone close to you so when half your body feels numb you can call tech support. Think of yourself as a music instrument when having sex/foreplay. Pay attention to what you're doing in relation to the sound/movement they make and try to make them repeat it, play them. It will make you a better lover. This is pretty unethical, but if you're single and you want NSA sex, wear a wedding band. It attracts women who are looking for NSA sex. Want a blowjob? When she's doing it slowly over time, get her used to having a shoulder massage at the same time. Over time she'll Pavlov it and want to do it all the freaking time. Obviously, do nothing without consent. When shaving/trimming your junk, do it in the shower or bathtub when it's dry. You can shave all the hair and then pick it up with some tissue and throw it away. Always jerk one out before making a decision that you're unsure about. Post-nut clarity has saved many men from making dumb decisions. Late to the party, so this will be lost, but maybe I'll save someone. If you go commando all the time, you're bound to end up with a wet spot at some point for failing to adequately drain your lizard. Get your hand wet at the sink and then fling water droplets at your crotch to disguise the piss spot. Everyone will just think you had a problem with the faucet, and not guess you sorta pissed yourself. If you are ever confronted with a situation where you are like, I want to ask her out, but it'll ruin a friendship, just ask her. If you want to have sex with a girl, watch a Disney movie with her, assuming she likes Disney. Nothing gets the juices flowing more than a happy ending. Don't eat it if you paid for it. When I was single, I had a policy to never take someone you just met back to your place. Saves you a robbery or the awkward when are you leaving conversation after sex. For you younger fellas out there, you can get rid of an unwanted erection by flexing your quads hard for a bit. It forces the blood back to where it belongs while you're in public. If you have a zipper fly, use a hairband to create an automatic zip up by sliding it into a hole in the zipper tab and then looping it over the button at the top. When you unbutton your pants, the zipper will undo. When you button your pants, the zipper will zip up. Also prevents an unexpected open fly. Hope I'm not too late. This one is very specific for if you orgasm in the shower. Okay, so you know how when you generally climax and a little bit of cum comes out still afterwards? The trick to avoid this is to pee right after you orgasm. That being said, it's hard to pee right after an orgasm, so you're forced to wait and risk getting cum on you and your underwear right after you shower. Right? Wrong. Just point your penis upwards and let the shower water rain on the tip. 1. It's going to feel fucking amazing and make your knees weak, and 2. It will literally force you to have such a strong urge to pee that you just piss right then and there. Don't ask me how or why, but you're welcome. If you manage to hack your dick stats, you can add your own custom sizes. A sock in the pants boosts your confidence and gets you a lot more attention from girls than you think. If you look at naked ladies and tug on your wiener, it makes you feel good. Who needs drugs, am I right? To get rid of a boner, flex your muscles. Not too NSFW, but tuck your undershirt into your underwear. Makes your dress shirt less baggy around the waist and can help the dress shirt to stay tucked in. Also, an undershirt tucked into underwear is not a great look on its own. Use the stream of your pee to clean off stains at the bottom of the toilet. Put a pillow under her. The results will shock you. If you put the toilet seat down after you pee, your girlfriend will like you more. Not a man, but this'll really help a lot of dudes if you're having trouble getting a female partner to climax. Play with her clitoris while you have sex. 80% of women require additional stimulation to have an orgasm. If you're having trouble getting or keeping it up, don't freak out. Anxiety makes it worse. Just focus on ways you and your partner can pleasure each other without penetration. You'll still have fun, and as long as you don't make a whole thing out of it, you'll probably have an easier time with your erection next time around. Don't use weird stuff as lube. Just buy some damn lube. The only thing not specifically designed for sexual lubrication that's both safe and effective is Vaseline. And never have anal without lubricant. Not NSFW shampoo. Didn't shower that day? Just spray some in. Takes 5 seconds. It's the laziest thing I own, and yet only women use it. It sounds like a paradox, but being able to handle rejection, especially sexual, makes you more desirable. The hack itself isn't NSFW but can lead to NSFW activities. Learn body language. When you can pick up the signals being sent your way from girls, you would be amazed at how much better with women you will get. I can only really offer advice for a guy looking to sex ladies. Don't call it sexing them. That's lesson 0. 5. Some general advice. No piece of advice applies to all women. These are just guidelines that should be applicable to most folks, but communication is key, as I'll explain later. Hygiene goes without saying. keep it clean. Keep your nails short. If you forgot this until the last moment, clip them and run the edges on your jeans to dull them a little. No one wants to get fingered by scary Terry, bitch. After you've clipped them, run them along your eyelid. If it's uncomfortable, dull them more. Orgasms are not always required. Obviously they're great, but if either you or your partner doesn't finish after you've given it the good old college try, don't get down on yourself about it. Sex should be fun even before the orgasm. Put her pleasure above yours and she'll probably take care of you. Use protection. Yes, it feels better without it, but let me tell you what. Throughout the day are things that can start her motor running long before you get in the car. Not my finest metaphor, but let's move on. Once you're about to get down, put your hands on her, tell her how sexy she is and how much she turns you on, how badly you want her. A lot of kissing is good, on the mouth, neck, breasts, stomach. See the direction I'm moving here? 3. Oral sex. Get good at this. Learn to love it if you don't already. The statistic I last heard was that only 25% of women can orgasm from penetration, so better to take care of it sooner than later. Not that this should be treated as a box to be checked off. Enjoy the journey and it's that much more likely that she'll reach the destination. Do note that regular oral counts as unprotected sex. You can get STIs from oral, so you should probably only give or receive it with people you really trust. As for technique, don't neglect the clit. That's the little nub at the top of the vagina. It may be shrouded by the clitoral hood. You may want to gently pull it back, but extremely gently if at all. This may not be pleasurable for some women. It has nerves too, be careful, and it's the thing that would have become the penis if she'd have turned out to be a guy in the womb, so keep that in mind. Do you want someone mashing your dick around like they're a professional Smash Brothers player and its final destination, Fox only, no items? Hell no. So be gentle with it. Caress it. Massage it. If she tells you to go a little harder, do that, but err on the side of caution. Genital pain is a turn-off for the majority of people, so just be cool. Okay? Don't neglect not the clit. Remember the thing you're trying to get your wang wet with. The hole that's your goal. Give that a little love too. Lick it from top to bottom once in a while. Get a finger in there and curl it toward yourself in a beckoning motion, like you're requesting that her orgasm come hither. If you feel a spot that's rougher in texture than the rest, make that your focus. That's the G-spot, and it's, sort of, not medically but functionally, the equivalent of a guy's prostate, which is a major pleasure center. Happy International Women's Day. Again, pay attention to the lady. If she likes something, do it more. If she doesn't, try something else. Enjoy yourself and enjoy her body. Your free hands, or just hand, if you've boarded the SS Fingerbang ferry, should be roaming around her body, playing with her nipples if she's into that, just exploring her. If your jaw or tongue are getting sore, tag in your fingers and kiss the inside of her thighs, her stomach, etc. For penetration, it's time for the train to enter the proverbial tunnel. Maybe your partner just had an earth-shattering orgasm from your twisting tongue technique, or maybe she pulls you up off your knees because she needs cock inside her right that second. Or maybe neither of those things happened. Whatever. Point is, she wants your penis in her vagina. If she isn't sufficiently wet, put some lube on your tube. If you're unsure of positioning, which is okay, let her guide you in. It's probably going to feel pretty good. If it feels so good that you finish right away, don't panic. Come clean, no pun intended, and maybe go back to eating her out or fingering. That usually more than makes up for it if you know what you're doing, which by now I've done all in my power to ensure that you do. Do Kegels every day if that's a common problem for you. That's flexing the muscles you use to hold in your pee. Masturbate an hour or two before sex, whatever it takes. If you have the opposite problem, don't worry too much. It might just be a temporary mental block, and if not, they've got little blue pills for that. Anyway, throughout the fucking, keep kissing her, touching her, etc. Get your hand down to her clit if it's not too sensitive, which you will know by asking her. Try a few different positions. Have some fun. Starting off with long, slow thrusts and then crescendoing isn't a bad idea. But different strokes for different folks, pun intended. The reason you want to get her off first is because if she's among the 75% that doesn't orgasm from penetration, you've at least done your best to see to her first and now you can have your fun. If you're using a condom, which you should be, finish wherever, ask before you finish on her ass/back/breasts/face, contrary to what porn would have you believe, sex does not have to end with a facial. After you've finished, continued in my next comment. Doesn't feel good, child support payments, chlamydia, full-blown AIDS. Or at least I assume they don't, because I've never experienced any of those things. Because I use protection. When used correctly, condoms are 98% effective at preventing pregnancy according to the knockout blurb Google gave me when I searched condom effectiveness. Look up a YouTube video if you're not sure if you're using them 100% correctly. And I don't care how strong you think your pull-out game is, entrusting a horny dude with the task of not ejaculating inside a woman that's saying "fuck me harder, baby," like your partners will be saying once you're done reading this guide, is dumber than sending a kid to the Jared Fogle summer camp. That was a real thing, look it up. And get tested after each new partner, just in case. Can't be too careful. Don't masturbate with too tight a grip. You'll kill the sensitivity in your dick. Use a loose but firm grip and lubricate yourself. If you're a frequent dick crusher, switch to the aforementioned technique, no exceptions. If you find that doesn't get you off, well, too bad. You don't get to finish until you can finish like that, because otherwise you will be in the unenviable position of not being able to finish while fucking. And then she'll get self-conscious, you'll be embarrassed, it'll be awful. Beware the death grip. Pee after you finish. It's even more important for women, but it goes a long way toward preventing urinary tract infections. Make some noise. Probably. Most women tend to like it when you're vocal. Don't go overboard. Grunting like a warthog, like a lot of porn stars seem to do, is probably too much. But let her know you're enjoying yourself. Tell her how good her hand/mouth/pussy/ass feels, how much you love her tits/ass/legs/pussy, etc. unless she's not into dirty talk, which is fine too. Don't be embarrassed. Not getting it up happens. Shooting your load too soon happens. Farts, queefs, armpit fart noises because your skin was suctioned to hers, it happens. Get used to it. Laugh about it. Enjoy yourself. Okay. 1. Communication. This is super important. The most important. It turns out that it's much easier to do stuff she likes when you know what it is because she told you. You can work it into talking dirty, too. If you try a particular rhythm and she reacts positively, ask her if she likes that, as suggestively as you feel comfortable with. If she says harder, go harder. But if she says don't stop or right there, keep doing exactly what you're doing. Same angle, pace, intensity, whatever. Conversely, if she's doing something that doesn't work for you, gently tell her so. It's better to correct that kind of thing early than reinforce something that doesn't do it for you. This is why faking orgasms is bad. And if they do something you love, make sure to let them know that too. If there's an opportunity to tactfully and respectfully ask some questions beforehand, do that. Is she into dirty talk? Spanking? Hair pulling? Does she like her breasts/nipples played with? These are all things that a lot of people do like, but some people find distasteful, and you shouldn't spring them on someone without asking first. Communicate before, during, and after sex. Don't expect your partner to read your mind. Can't stress this enough. 2. Foreplay guys, by and large, are simple. If a sexual partner touches me on the penis with some lubrication, I'm happy. It feels good. Easy as that. Women are generally more complicated. Even if you've got lube on your dick, you can't just go shoving it in there, unless she specifically asks for that, in which case she's probably got the lubrication covered, so go for it, without a bit of prep. Set the oven preheating before you put the meat in. This can start long before the bedroom, sexting, talking dirty, the occasional touch or smack on the ass, depending on what she's comfortable with. Take Gold Bond, do half original, half extra strength, and use the blend to powder the balls.